The Denver Broncos just dodged two massive bullets, the kind that could have sent this team into chaos before the season even began. And today, we're breaking down exactly what happened at practice that proves it. First, let's address the shocker, former Broncos head coach Nathaniel Hackett. His latest career move might not seem important at first, but trust me, it connects directly to something head coach Sean Payton revealed during training camp today. It's a reminder of just how far this team has come since that dark chapter. Then there's Nick Bonito. The explosive pass rusher gave Broncos country a scare during practice. At first glance, it looked like the kind of injury that could derail weeks, maybe even months, of momentum. But here's the good news. This could have been so much worse, and the fact that he's walking away with minimal damage is a huge win for this defense. Two near disasters, both avoided. And if today's practice was any indication, this team is building resilience that goes beyond just X's and O's. Since leaving Denver, Nathaniel Hackett's career has taken a bizarre turn. After parting ways with the Jets following the 2024 season, where he lost his play-calling duties, Hackett has now landed with the Green Bay Packers. As a defensive analyst, let that sink in. A coach once hired for his offensive genius is now working on the opposite side of the ball. This was the man meant to reshape Russell Wilson's career after Seattle, to usher in a new era of Broncos football. Instead, his legacy in Denver is one of wasted potential. Nice guy or not, the NFL is about results, and his resume speaks for itself. The twist? The Broncos will see him again in Week 15. If he truly has a hand in Green Bay's defense, Denver could be in for a feast. From what's been heard out of Wisconsin, their defense is middle of the road at best, and Jordan Love remains a question mark under center. Here's where it ties back to Sean Payton. When Payton took over in Denver, he brought a complex, high-powered offense, one that took time to learn and master. But this year, he's evolved. Gone are the long, complicated play calls. Now it's one word, quick, sharp, and impossible to overthink. Hear the word, know the play, execute at full speed. It's a streamlined attack built for precision, and in 2025, that could be the weapon that turns close games into blowouts. Sean Payton isn't just coaching, he's evolving. In an interview today, he was asked about the similarities between his Super Bowl-winning Saints team in 2009 and this 2025 Broncos squad. His answer carried a confidence we haven't heard from him since arriving in Denver. He explained that the 2009 Saints brought in seasoned veterans, players with leadership, grit, and an intentional approach to the game. They didn't just show up to play, they took ownership of the locker room. And Payton sees that same mentality forming right now in Denver. The best teams, he said, run themselves, and it's clear he believes this roster is capable of that. This wasn't a throwaway comment. This was Sean Payton publicly declaring that the championship window in Denver is open. For a coach who measures his words, that's huge. It's also proof of his adaptability. Payton has adjusted his system to fit his players, sharpening his offense to be quicker and more efficient than ever. That's the mark of a future Hall of Famer, someone who keeps learning and improving even after reaching the mountaintop. For Broncos country, this should send chills down your spine. This isn't hype. This is your head coach saying, "We're ready to win." The energy at Mile High is electric right now, but one moment nearly sent a shockwave through Broncos country. Nick Bonito, Denver's top edge rusher and one of the fastest rising defensive stars in the league, limped off the field late against the 49ers. The sight had everyone holding their breath, announcers, media, and fans all wondering if this was the kind of injury that could derail the Broncos' defensive momentum. He missed practice the next day, and Sean Payton's comments were cautious but optimistic. Then he sat out again today, raising even more eyebrows. The good news? It's nothing serious, just a minor foot issue. The team is taking every precaution, and Payton expects him back at practice this week, possibly as soon as the upcoming joint sessions with the Cardinals. It's hard to overstate how big of a bullet this is to dodge. Losing Bonito, the heartbeat of Denver's pass rush, could have been disastrous. Instead, this defense keeps its most dangerous weapon locked and loaded for the battles ahead. When I say Nick Bonito is the fastest growing star on this roster, I'm not talking about the most established name. That honor still belongs to Pat Surtain II and Zach Allen. But in terms of pure momentum, Bonito's rise is impossible to ignore. Last season, he finished third in the NFL in sacks with 13.5, just half a sack behind Myles Garrett, widely regarded as the best edge rusher in football. Only Trey Hendrickson had a better year, and that speaks volumes about the company Bonito now keeps. The Broncos' front five is quickly becoming a nightmare for opposing offenses. Bonito is thriving, Zach Allen is proving worth every dollar of his contract, and John Franklin Myers is making his presence felt. And now Jonathan Cooper is turning heads. Today he burst around the right side for what would have been a sack on Bo Nix, showing both pass rush explosiveness and run-stopping strength. Pat Surtain, too, continued to remind everyone why he's the best cornerback in the league, breaking up multiple passes in coverage. And on the offensive side, Courtland Sutton bounced back from a quiet stretch with a strong showing, hauling in multiple touchdowns from Bo Nix during full speed drills. This wasn't just a good day of camp. It was the kind of day that proves Denver's roster is loaded with players who can change a game in an instant. Of course, it's not all good news. While Sean Payton's leadership and the rise of players like Nick Bonito, Pat Surtain II, and Courtland Sutton are reason for excitement, there were some setbacks at practice today. Running back Blake Watson, who impressed in the first preseason game, had a rough outing, fumbling on back-to-back plays during team drills. Whether it was miscommunication or a simple lapse in focus, it was a reminder that every rep matters when you're fighting for a roster spot. With J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey locked in as the top two backs, and Jaleel McLaughlin and Tyler Beatty securing RB3 and RB4, Watson is battling to become RB5 if the Broncos even choose to keep that many. The margin for error is razor thin. The offense also got a dose of reality from the San Francisco 49ers in the preseason opener. Denver faced a barrage of unexpected blitz packages, including safety blitz, that kept Bo Nix under constant pressure. It was a wake-up call, one that should sharpen this unit heading into joint practices with the Cardinals. If this team wants to make a deep run in 2025, they'll need to prove they can adapt quickly when opponents throw the unexpected at them. The lesson from the 49ers: be ready for anything.